Hi students, this is Mr. Simons. Okay, part 3 of making a slideshow is actually making a slideshow out of everything that we have gathered and organized now. So, real easy to get started on your project here. Be in your event. Make sure you're in your event before you create your project and create a new movie here using the plus button. You can come up here, go new movie up here. You can go Command N. So there's all sorts of ways of doing these things. Remember that. But the easiest way, I think, is to just use the plus button here. And we're going to make a movie instead of a trailer. You can play around with trailers later when you get some extra time. Let's go with no theme for now. You can play around with themes later on as well. We don't want anything pre-built for us. We're going to build our own transitions and titles and things like that. So let's go ahead and create this, and we name it. Okay, so slides from today's date, and hit OK. And so it has created, now you'll see a timeline down below, and this is the timeline that we use to build up our slideshow here. And so there's our project there, and we're going to use these slides from our event that we made here, and we go to a single slide. If we want to add a single slide, we can just hit the plus button. That's one way of adding them. You can drag a slide down in place. You can use our shift click method. Here, let's click the top one and then the last one here, and then hit that plus button again, and that adds all the slides that we've got now. So you can see I've got a whole bunch of slides here, and let's see how long they're playing for. Each slide is going to play for 4 seconds. That's going to be quite a bit of time. Yeah, each slide 4 seconds. That's quite a bit of time. So I'm going to highlight all. I'm going to use the Command A here, highlight all the slides, and come up here and go to the I up here. This is where we edit the clips themselves, the audio, the video. This is where we'll come when we're doing cool green screen stuff in the future. But for the length of the clip information, which we'll definitely need when we're doing some animating in here, we open that up, and it says that the duration is about 4 seconds. Let's have all of those play for 2 seconds and then hit enter there. And so now our whole slideshow is 37 seconds long. You can see that it has also defaulted to a view called Ken Burns here. And we actually want to crop to fill everything here. And let's highlight them all again and go crop to fill. Why do we want to crop? So that we're using fair use, okay? And so we can crop all of them down just a little bit and hit enter there, and see our slides are playing now. And we can turn the Ken Burns back on if we want, and Ken Burns gives it a little bit of movement to stills. Ken Burns invented this for his documentaries when he was doing documentaries on things where there weren't a lot of videos available for what they were doing. Yeah. So you can turn that on, turn that off, crop to fill, have them fit, but we do want to crop everything, and I like having the Ken Burns effect on my slideshows. Here. Okay. So you can move things around just by dragging and dropping them and putting them in between each other. And you're going to be able to do the same thing with movie clips later on. So you want to organize things into a logical order here so you can tell your story. You remember, you're telling a story of you, just a little bit of your life, the whole life story, whatever it is. For me, I chose some things I'm interested in, and things that I've done. A lot of skiing and hiking are a big chunk of my past. So I loved finding some great pictures about skiing and hiking, and that's what my slideshow's about here. So organize all of your slides into order, and then we want to start doing a couple of additional things here. The first thing we want to do is to add transitions in between our slides. A hard cut, in whether we're doing a slideshow or a movie, a hard cut is kind of an effect. So we always want to use transitions between slides or movie clips. And so you just drag a transition down, and that one's the traditional cross dissolve there. And you see it just cross dissolves between the two here. And you want to just play around with a couple of different transitions here. We are going to use some titles here. And so let's go to our titles. And there's quite a few different titles available for us to use here. And of course, everyone loves the Star Wars title screen here. And you double click, and then you can change the text. And double click right on the text itself. And highlight it all, highlight some of it. There we go. And play around with it this way. And I'd suggest you double space this to make it play correctly. My slides tell the story of skiing and hiking. And okay, so that's this title. If you want to use another title, I'll show you how to do that here in a sec. So you just place a title at the beginning and some credits at the end. Like I said, play around with the titles. Let's just plop another title in between here, just sort of your typical title here, and we can plop that in between there, and then just double click on that. Right, and fill that in. You can put a title over your movie or over your slides at any point here. Here's one of those lower third ones. And double click on that. Right, and then that appears over the top of your images or your movies. And then you can put scrolling credits at the end if you want. And these are not always the easiest things to use. You got to play around with how the text works, and if you make any mistakes on these, sometimes it's better to start over because the formatting gets screwed up. So there's a title at the beginning and the end, and those are required in the slideshow. A title at the beginning and credits at the end, and you can use any title screen you want for that. I am requiring that you use transitions in between your slides, so put transitions in between several slides, at least most of them. I appreciate seeing transitions between slides so we don't get the hard cuts. And then we can work on some audio here. Okay, and we go to sound effects, here, and we want to go to jingles here. There's a bunch of songs. It should be playing our song for us. Okay, so you got jingles, you've got science fiction sound effects, and all sorts of stuff. Play around with these, have some fun with this, but definitely explore the different things that are available to you here. And yeah, one of my favorites. And just have fun with this stuff. But I want you to put at least 2 different pieces of audio in there, preferably some background music and some sound effects. Okay, and if you get stuck with any of this stuff, please ask for help. Okay, so in order to move one of these pieces of audio down, you just drag it down below, and these are done in tracks. So you see you have an audio track that plays along with the video track here. And now let's go ahead and add some background music to this. We'll go up to the jingles here, and we got about a 37. Oh, we got a minute or so. This will be okay. Okay, and so we'll put this on a different track. So the music is playing on a separate track from the audio here, and then you can trim this stuff up. And so you got the music on one track. Where did we gotta see where our chipmunk went. There's our chipmunk. See, it's on a separate track than the music track. So play around with this stuff, but I want you to add 2 different pieces of audio, and you can move these around wherever you want and make it work just right for you. And they'll be on different tracks, so you can have more than one thing play at a time. It'll take several pieces of audio and layer them up. And then you can play around with the volume of these. You can make them fade in and out. You get the little double arrow, and you see that little fade window going there. And just play around, like I said. Have some fun with this. The other thing you want to do when you are done is to share this. We're going to share this as a file. So you come up to the share area here, and again, there's other places to share. You can go to the file menu to share here, and we're going to share this as a file, and you can just double check your settings there. 720 is the default on this one. Go to next. Okay, now here we need to open up our computer because we want to get into our home folder. So we need to open up the computer with this little arrow here, and we're going to actually get to our documents folder, our home folder, and this one is going to go in a project because this is our first project, right? Our slideshow, right? And we're going to save it there. It's already named. It's got the who, the when, and the what, so it's already named and it's ready to save. There, and you have to wait for the little white circle to be done and gone before you can share your finished project. You need the circle to be gone before you finish your project, before you share your project, and that means that it's finished processing and is ready to share. And then I want you to share it, add it to this assignment, and then you're done with the slideshow. And if you do finish early on this stuff, make another slideshow or expand your slideshow before you submit it. All right, so as soon as this is done, I'm going to share the file, and you already know how to share a file on your Google Classroom. So I'll see you in class. Please ask questions if you need help. Thanks, and hey, our share is going to be successful. Yay! Bye-bye.